Ed Reardon's Week by Christopher Douglas and Andrew Nichols. Episode 2, Charity Begins Next Door.
What fresh hell is this, Elgar? Water bill, Virgin Media, yet again. Hi there, Ed Reardon. Don't bin this. Too late. Wonder if I can get him served with a restraining order. An envelope with a staple inside. Now that we can spare a minute of our really, really valuable to check out.
Monday. Just as Sherlock Holmes had a filing system based on the quantity of the dust on his desk, the experienced freelance writer learns to assess the value of an envelope's contents by its thickness. Several folded pages might suggest a healthy royalty statement, but hopes are invariably dashed by the long list of emerging nations who have enjoyed watching one's episode of Tenko several dozen times at a rate of 0.002 pence per showing. A single sheet, however, with the all-important staple in the corner, usually means only one thing: check attached herewith. For heaven's sake. Dear Mr. Reardon, thank you for your application to the Commonwealth Writers' Hardship Fund. Unfortunately, your extensive list of book, television and radio credits, herewith attached, would suggest a healthy income, surely enough to, as you say in your covering letter, put a morsel of food on your table and some on the floor for your only comfort in life. Exactly, Elgar. Pettifogging cheese parers. What's this? Urgently needed. Who's on the cadge now? Berkhamsted Animal Hospice. B-A-H. Bar. My sentiments entirely. No offence, Elgar, but I can't believe that's a genuine charity. I mean, really? I am insulted on every side, and now I am expected to donate unwanted underwear, socks, coats, linen, and, if you please, paired shoes. I'm afraid they'll be looking at an empty doorstep at 8 a.m. on Wednesday. This might do service as a new swimming bag, though. So not totally fresh hell. Right, back to work. Lecture notes, where are they? Wikipedia. See if you can do your job without bleating for handouts. As this is the first in a new course of creative writing classes, or module, as we're compelled to call it, perhaps you should begin by telling me a little bit about yourselves.
Well...
Sorry, that should be yourself.
My name's Clive Mason.
I have to change this all the way through now.
And I've just been made redundant, so I'm looking for a new direction in my life.
Well, we're all here to learn. Oh, no, that should be both. We're both here to learn. Me as much as you, because the great thing about writing is that you never stop learning, however old you are.
I'm 42.
Yeah, if you could just let me finish. I'm used to more mature students at the University of the Third Age. Never stop learning. Of course, I think it was the Earl of Chesterfield, 1694 to 1773, who advised us to wear our learning like a watch chain in a private place and not merely pull it out and strike it merely to show that you have one. Well, there's two merelys there, but we may forgive the solecism because
Wikipedia quite often gets stuff wrong.
Indeed, but also because Chesterfield's diary records that he just returned from Mother Bunch's chop house off Ludgate Hill, where he dined on an excellent pudding of whelks and woodcock. Citation needed.
Mr. Reardon?
I mean, I think suet, isn't it? Suet pudding
Could we look at the 3-act structure?
Absolutely, yes. I think perhaps the best way of doing this, as we have the technology at hand, is to look at a piece of classic television drama. This is an episode of Tenko, which happens to be written by myself.
Wow. And when it said top screenwriter on the ad at the library, I thought that was just spin.
No, if they'd given me more room on the poster, I could have mentioned my books as well, but the pensive traffic warden with a quill pen took precedence.
Books too? Yeah, I'm really impressed.
Now, Tenko, as you'll see, has a narrative structure. I'm afraid there's 5 minutes of cricket at the start of this.
OK, I don't mind.
I recorded over it by accident. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the
I really miss Richie Bennett.
Well, the only bit of Tenko you'll miss is the title sequence, written by Ed Reardon, directed by a complete incompetent.
Anybody I'd have heard of?
I hope not. Jazz Milvain, a man who's inflicted more damage on the cinema than 3D, the rom-com and smell-o-vision combined.
Well, there you go. Oh, no, not him again. Tenko trousers.
Told you it'd be Mr. Reardon, still bad-mouthing Jasmine Vane.
How nice to see so many friendly faces.
I wouldn't go that far. Who's chummy in the tracksuit?
This is Clive. Clive, this is Olive, Stan and Pearl.
Hello, dear. We heard there was a new writing class. Thought we'd give it a chance.
It's not new at all. That's the Tenko tape with the cricket on it.
Well, we've paid now. Might as well make the best of it. I'm not averse to watching it again. The torture, I mean, not the test match.
You've changed your tune since last time. You were all for reporting him under the Trade Description Act, for calling himself a writer.
Oh, well, I wasn't his landlord in those days. I need me rent.
Yes, you'll get it, Stan. I just need to fast forward this first.
Mr. Reardon's a very successful writer, actually. He's written books, too.
We know. The Sutty story.
Jane Seymour's Household Hints.
Kevin Peterson's Big Barbecues. That didn't set the world on fire.
Yes, thank you. I'm flattered you remember them. Actually, if we could now all watch out for the inciting incident.
We've got 10 minutes yet. It's not till the guard falls out the watchtower.
We needn't have rushed.
Pearl and me were filling bags with bric-a-brac for the animal hospice.
Well, that's a racket, if you ask me.
Yes, I think I'm with you on that one, Stan. But the inciting incident is important.
Animals have it far too easy. Everything done for them. Rolf Harris and Bill Oddie waiting on them hand and foot.
It's Kate Humble now. I like her.
She's older than she looks.
Should call it Spring Chicken Watch.
Oh, good and that.
It's starting.
Here we go again.
We're going to learn how it's done.
I can show you the tape, Clive. How it's done, you need to find within yourself. Yourselves, that is.
Ed, stop! Pull that back!
But I've taken hardly any.
Now!
It's a cup of water, Pig. I'm not stealing the agency's scotch.
You realise that's a whole day's ration for someone who lives in an African village?
They're not going to find out, are they? I have had to walk from Euston, not barefoot through the bush, admittedly, but in less than comfortable sandals.
What does this T-shirt say?
Well, I'll be damned. Damned spelt incorrectly.
It's not incorrect, Ed, because we're building a water supply for our African village and give them, like, shed loads of irrigation.
So it was you and Araminta building this dam, is it?
No, we're getting a well dug.
And the dam supplies the water,
No,
which,
forget the dam, Ed. We just put that on the T-shirt as a grabber, so forget about the dam. The main thing is we're having a party.
Of course. Does the village know about this?
Yeah, because the village is being twinned with the agency and all its clients.
Give the Africans a chance to experience what genuine grinding poverty is really like.
I hope you're not going to be sarcastic like that in the speech, Ed. Wash your mouth out.
Not possible, I'm afraid. I've used up my ration.
You're still doing it.
What speech?
Felix's speech for the fundraiser.
Ping, I've just spent the last month converting 80,000 words of Felix's deadly dull memoirs into something readable, foregoing sleep in a way that the book-buying public assuredly won't when confronted with this morass of
Ed,
self-regard.
shut up! That's why you're the perfect person to do it. All you need is the World Health Organisation's report on, like, water deprivation in Africa, plus a few jokes to turn it into 10 minutes of not too seriosity, yeah?
No.
No, but it's for charity.
Then, regrettably, no.
What's he saying no to now, ungrateful bugger?
I'm turning down the offer to write your speech.
Thud! Thud! Thud!
Are you working on some sort of skit for the party, Ping?
No, that's the number of people who've dropped dead from having no water since you turned your back on them, Ed. Thud!
Have you told him about the meal?
What is it, a bowl of rice?
Thud!
No, Ping, allow him his principles if he doesn't want the three-course dinner.
Oh, 3 bowls of rice.
3 bloody great courses and all the vino you can drink, a whole wellful, in fact. We thought it'd be rather fun to build one in the foyer of the Connaught.
10 minutes of material, you say. Can I bring my own bucket?
You see, Ping, that's how to woo a client. Now then, have you asked him about Jensen Button?
No, what do you want me to do for him? Change his tyres?
No, just change his autobiography.
Yes, because since you wrote it in 2002, he's actually won a few races.
So they want to relaunch it as, like, on the button, as opposed to, obviously, in the slow lane.
Whose sales, you will recall, failed to make it to the podium.
Would it be vulgar to raise the topic of money?
Very vulgar indeed. And we need it by the end of the month in time for the start of the Formula One season.
And to qualify as a Richard and Judy Galaxy summer read.
Oh, can't I just update the Jensen Button calendar instead?
Thud!
Or, better still, Felix, go into semi-retirement like you. Then I could get paid an awful lot of money for doing no work at all.
Very good.
Wednesday. Irksome as it was, promising to deliver a revised and polished manuscript under the name of Jensen Button to Ping, in return she did give me a signed affidavit to present to the Commonwealth Writers' Hardship Fund. Proof positive that my combined income over the last year amounted to less than the minimum wage. In Romania, which, by eerie coincidence, was the setting for another of my non-earners, Armando Iannucci's Carpathian Walks. Now, let's see what we've got in here, shall we, Elgar? Returning home, good fortune befell me at the top of Oak Lane, where I happened on a charity bag left on a doorstep, uncollected by the Berkhamsted Animal Hospice, who are clearly as inefficient as they are unrealistic in their expectations. Had it been a bag for the Salvation Army or the British Heart Foundation, from both of whom I've benefited recently, conscience would have got the better of me. As it was, I adopted the Robin Hood approach of taking from the undeserving and giving to the needy poor.
Well, these shouldn't be in here for a start. They may be shoes, but they are not a pair.
Probably why they weren't collected. Still, they're both brown. Only a Trini or Susanna would cavil at their being worn together. Now, this suiting will do very nicely indeed for our charity night outfit. A little loose round the waist, but that wouldn't do to look too well fed, would it? Hello? Who? Oh, yes, Clive from the writing class, yes. Yes, of course. I'm fairly busy tonight, but why not drop in tomorrow morning for coffee? And bring some biscuits if you like. All right. Oh, you can get the coffees at the new place that's just opened below me. What's it called? Coffee Dictatorship or something equally asinine. All right. Right.
So this is actually an authentic writer's room.
Well, yes, I am an authentic writer, though I don't always write authentically, as you'll see from the shelf to your left and the pile standing in for the fourth leg of the television table.
Oh, yes. Sooty, Armando Iannucci, Eric Bristow.
Yes, I think Okie Dokie is one of the titles of which I'm most proud.
But you've written novels, too.
Indeed. Arrows of Desire by Jockey Wilson, fuelling the wood burner even as we enjoy our 11s. Are you not eating that biscuit?
Go ahead. So where do you live?
Well, here.
No, but I mean you must have a house or something.
No, just these two rented rooms suit me and my cat very well.
But all this work you do, surely you must be able to afford a house.
Yeah, so you keep saying. It's a common misconception which you have to bear in mind if you want to embark on the storm-tossed... what exactly is it you want to embark on, Clive?
I want to be a writer like you, Ed. I want your life.
So what's yours been like, then, if you want this?
I just had a job in a bank, but this is much more exciting. What are you working on now?
At the moment, the rear diffuser of Jensen Button's racing car. I'm up to 11,000 words so far, and that's without the meeting with the Pope.
I'd give anything to be doing something useful like that. Do you need any help?
Well, as a matter of fact, there is another project you could help me research. It's this.
Water shortages in Africa, a WHO report.
If you can get that down to 5 double-spaced pages with a joke every third paragraph, then, as Kipling almost said, you're on your way to your first celebrity Christmas TV tie-in, my son. The look of nervous excitement on the face of my young, early middle-aged neophyte was, I imagine, not dissimilar to the expression worn by the wide-eyed apprentices of Michelangelo when he first handed them the fresco brush and told them to get on with it. It was, I have to admit, a far from disagreeable sensation, one which must have been shared down the years by the many alleged authors under whose names my words had appeared. Now it was time for the only begetter to reveal himself, and so I set off to present my appeal to the Writers' Hardship Fund, suited and perhaps not booted in the strictly matching sense, but looking sufficiently respectable to elicit a "no problem, sir" at the station when I asked for an extra free bottle of water with my daily telegraph. Confidence, as they say on the business pages, is what the game is all about.
So, Mr. Reardon, taken over the last 5 years, excluding the period when you were in the almshouse, your earnings average out at a little over £22.50 a week.
Really? As much as that? I feel I should have brought a bottle or something.
Which is well within the qualification range for assistants.
Ah.
And this statement of earnings is signed by someone called Ping, with a kiss and a flower over the eye. Who is that?
She's my agent, Pandora Ingleby Thomas.
So she actually negotiated these fees for you, did she?
Yeah, well, you've obviously spotted an anomaly there, Joyce.
But what we haven't seen is your name on any of these books you claim to have written.
Yes, you see, this is what's called ghostwriting.
Yes, I know what a ghostwriter does, the work, then gets thanked by the celebrity author for, quote, converting my incoherent ramblings into readable prose.
Exactly, but it doesn't necessarily get converted into a living wage, which is why we're here.
But you're not acknowledged in any of these. How many is it, 30?
Oh, for heaven's sake, would you let your name appear on a book by Sooty? Not to mention its sequel, The Sweep Story. Joyce, I'm obliged to fritter away my talent on the sad litany of titles you see on the list before you in order to subsidise my work as a serious writer, for which, however, I have increasingly less time and indeed energy because I can't afford food. I'm in a catch-22 situation.
Ah, did you write that too?
No, of course not. I did do Shed £22 in a week, the Vanessa Feltz way, but the point is, I am the sole author of every single title you see on that list. No help, just me. Every word, every recipe, every household hint, every Carpathian ramble, every lap of Silverstone, every kitten's Christmas prayer. All me. Is that clear?
Yes, it is. Joan, would you come in here, please?
Look, I'm sorry. It's just that when authorship of one's work is doubted...
Joan, would you take Mr. Reardon's bank details?
Yes, of course.
Oh.
Sorry to put you through that, Mr. Reardon, but we can't be too careful. We had Jeremy Clarkson in here the other week.
Well, this sounds like what they call on the Telegraph leader page a result. I'll tell you how grateful I am, and to you too, Joan.
Oh, and there's a message for you.
Sorry, I said I'd be at this number. I'm due to meet someone. Obviously, I can't afford a London office.
Oh, that's fine.
It's from a Mr. Clive Mason. He said he's finished writing that speech for you, and if you like, he'll polish up Jensen Button.
Right.
Joan, could you give us a minute, please? And we won't be needing the biscuits.
I'd better have a 275ml glass, Clive, unless they do a 450.
Should we have a bottle?
Good idea. Each. It's been a trying afternoon.
Can we have 2 bottles of house red, please? I'm really getting the hang of this writing. Anyway, there's the beast. 5 pages, 25 jokes, as requested. Did you like my gag on the phone about polishing Jensen Button up?
Well, it was certainly very effective.
Timing. Isn't that what they say it's all about?
Cost me a couple of £100, but there we are. Still, cheer up. Tomorrow's another day, as Sooty once whispered sagely into someone's ear.
So what does it do, then, this hardship fund?
Exactly what it says on the collecting tin, which in my case is now empty, thanks to you, Clive.
Oh, dear. Maybe we'd better have some nuts as well.
That would be a kindness. First they turned me down for having written too many books. Now it's because they think you've written them.
Ah, whoops.
So now some other jammy scribbler's going to get a big fat leg of lamb on his Sunday dinner table.
Sounds like they do really good work. Right then, this speech. Shall we read out a paragraph each, or should I perform it all for you?
I was rather hoping to listen to the end of this medley of songs from the 70s. You got women on your mind.
To which the answer came, "It's quite all right, officer. I'm with the giraffe." But of course, life in Africa has its serious side too, and that's why I want you all to dig deep into your pockets so our friends in the village of, over there can dig deep themselves. But please feel free to go to our own well containing the excellent product of Mr. May and Mr. Chandon, so that when the auction begins, it'll be in an atmosphere of completely diminished responsibility.
Ooh, the giraffe got a big woof.
Yes, well done, Clive.
Because I wasn't sure. I nearly went zebra.
Always a tricky one to call. Now, why don't you stop marking the jokes out of 10 and join me in another drink? We've both earned it, in our different ways.
Welcome, gentle sirs, to my wishing well, for I am in very fizzy. Would you like some of my champagne?
Yes, please, Ping, and one for my friend Clive.
That wasn't totally pants, that speech.
Did you really think it worked?
Oh, yeah, chortle-tastic, but meaningful in the middle, so there was a nice blend of...
Yes, you go back to Fairy Fizzy, please. You can't abandon a character halfway through.
I'm glad you liked it. I was pretty pleased with it.
What?
We worked on the speech together. Clive helped convert my ramblings into sayable prose.
You mean you didn't write any of it? Ed, you've got a real nerve turning up and drinking from my well, all poshed up in a borrowed Armani suit that's too big for you. You look so wrong.
I don't know. I used to have one like that, and I'm a writer.
Ghost writer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your auctioneer for the evening. My name's Jas Milvain. Not that I need any introduction.
Wow, I never thought I'd be in the same room as him.
Yes, it's not all a bed of roses, the life literary.
Thank you very much. It's time to charge your glasses and lose all sense of proportion.
Felix already did that one.
Quiet, please, over by the rapidly disappearing free drink. Lot number 1. A unique original manuscript of A Very Special Agent Indeed by Felix Jeffrey.
Hurrah for me!
Signed by the author.
No, it isn't.
Who'll stop me off at £100? Bid how you like. Scratch your nose, raise your glass, whatever you want. Thank you, sir. 200, anybody? Thank you. Lady with the wand by the champagne well.
Yoo-hoo!
300. Do I see 300? Ah, come on, price for haircut, for goodness sake. Thank you, sir. Sold to the freeloading writer hitching on his trousers.
What? 300's more than I got for writing it.
Good to hear you're putting something back.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
You should have bought yourself a belt, saved a bit of money.
Lot 2. Now then, this is a genuine item of movie-making history. The very baseball cap worn by me when I was directing Revenge of the Nerds 5, The Dweebs Fight Back, a film by Jas Milvain. What am I bid?
Nothing.
No, seriously. Nerds V embroidered on the peak. Come on, this is for Africa.
500,000.
That's right, Clive. Wind him up, the smug oaf.
Now then, this is not a forum for humour.
Oh, nor was Nerds 5, according to the 2 reviews it got.
Please, Ed, I'm trying to bid here. I mean it. £500,000.
It turned out that Elgar wasn't the only fat cat I'd been spending my time with lately. When my protégé Clive said that he'd worked in a bank, he chose not to reveal that he occupied such a lofty executive position that he was even allowed to use his surname. So senior was he, in fact, that he'd never been obliged to appear climbing up a human pyramid of bank employees in a TV commercial. But was he the least bit embarrassed about the moral obscenity of his redundancy package, the golden handshake that at once feathered his own nest while throttling the life out of his so-called Premier Plus account holders? You're not embarrassed at all, are you?
I think that's a bit unfair, Ed. Where does it say you have to be poor to be a writer?
It's in the Standard Writers Guild contract, I believe. We fought hard for that.
What's that a bid, madam?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to line my pockets. Literally, not metaphorically, as in your case.
What are you doing?
Prawn satay first, into the jacket pockets. Now, here's a writing tip, Clive. Observe. Hummus into the inside breast pocket. See? Doesn't bulge out, and it makes sucking your pencil nutritious as well as inspiring.
Hang on, those are my initials.
What are?
That's my suit.
No, it isn't.
I put it out on the doorstep in a charity bag. It was meant to go to the animal hospice.
But maybe it did, I can't remember.
You steal stuff from my doorstep. You distract me from bidding for the baseball hat, which I really wanted.
You weren't quick enough, were you? Should have kept up with Stephen Fry's iPhone bid.
And is that one of my brown shoes?
Which one?
The moccasin. My dog chewed the left one, the last thing he did before he died.
Oh, pity you didn't give me a call. I'd have written a prayer for him. I've got a whole drawer full that Carla Lane didn't want to use.
You bastard. You absolute bastard.
Well, at least I'm not a bastard who's oiled his way into the mass ranks of the so-called great and even more misnamed good, wiping away their crocodile tears before bending the knee to receive their CBEs for services to that most deserving of charities, themselves. Yes, it's all right, Ping. I'm going. There's no need to summon the man with the short sleeves and superfluous sunglasses. Just take a couple of these mini steak and kidney pies. Excuse me. You.
Oh, dear. What a sad spectacle that was. That's what happens, you see, if you don't drink enough water. So, let's move on and ensure this village gets plenty of the stuff.
Honestly, Minty, I was so hammered I couldn't find my purse, so I had to give the driver that magnum of champagne, but he was just brilliant. He took me literally to my front door, right, and it's not easy getting a double-decker bus down Cavendish Mews, like with all the window boxes and everything. Oh, hi, Ed. I've asked him to pick us up tonight from Boogie's. I mean, it's not exactly on the N279 route, but I think he's a little bit in love with me. So he bloody should be. So, 8:30 in the grotto. Okay, bye! Bye.
Before you say anything unfrothy, Ping, I am so contrite and full of remorse.
Why, darling?
My performance at the fundraiser, the extremely worthwhile fundraiser.
Oh, that was hilarious. You were so funny when you went... You were like that man who's always cross on UK Gold.
Basil Fawlty.
Yeah, in the League of Gentlemen. He's ace.
Anyway, to make up for my behaviour, I've worked through the night and I've finished the revised Jensen Button manuscript.
You are such a pro. We never get that with the younger clients. But on the other hand, they write some fantastically good stuff, so...
So I wonder whether we might maintain this professional relationship and move on to the payment stage.
Ah, you bidded it away.
What?
The 300 quid. That's what you paid for the signed Felix memoirs. Except there's a 10% buyer's premium, so you owe us... I'll just go to dothemath.com and...
That would be £30.
Have you got it with you?
Well, of course I haven't.
Ed, it's for charity, and we're trying to send all the money off today. Minty's agreed to stay till 5 especially.
Well, can't you give me a tenner and make up the difference with the office water cooler?
Where would all of us go to talk about Britain's Got Talent? You're so not helping Africa, Ed.
Right, how about this for the Spectator classifieds I've got? This is Ed. He needs your help to make it through the winter. Yeah, I know it's just gone, but this is like Stalingrad. £15 would provide food for Ed and his cat for a month. And if you wanted to give Ed a day out at the Oval, then... no, this is going to cost more than I'm ever going to get back from it. Let's have a cup of tea and a ponder. All right, and the last chicken satay. What? They can't turn the water off, they're not allowed to.
Mr. Reardon, Joyce from the Commonwealth Riders Hardship Fund here.
Yes, kick me when I'm down.
Just wanted to say thank you so much for introducing Mr. Clive Mason to us. His generous donation is going to make a huge difference to suffering riders everywhere.
Really? Excuse me, Elgar.
However, I'm afraid that according to our rules, individual applications can't be reviewed or disbursements backdated.
No, shut up. See if there's any in the hot tap. No, it's probably those baristas downstairs showering again. Baristas, honestly, they're pouring coffee, that's all. Who's this? The Post-Easter or the Jehovah's Witness Easter? Oh, hello, Stan. I was about to call you because I don't seem to have any water.
Just to warn you, we're fitting a water meter out front.
Right. Is that good news? Because I've forgotten what it sounds like.
Yes, so you'll only pay for what you use.
Excellent. Well, do send me an invoice in a quarter or so's time.
So I'll be needing £40 on deposit.
Up front?
Of course.
Now?
What do you think I am? A bloody charity?
Ed Reardon's Week starred Christopher Douglas, Stephanie Cole, John Fortune, Tony Gardner, Philip Jackson, Rita May, Barunka O'Shaughnessy, Nicholas Sanderson and Geoffrey Whitehead. It was written by Christopher Douglas and Andrew Nichols. The producer was Dawn Ellis.